Thank you. Ms. Logozinski, if you could do the roll call, please.
Mrs. Smith Gomez. Here. Mr. Coogan.
Here.
Mrs. Ballard. Present. Mr. Crowe.
I'm here.
Mr. Garcia.
Here.
Let the record show all present and counting.
Thank you very much. Takes us to public participation at board meetings. Looks like we have Mr. Volbert on the minutes for September 19th. You have 3 minutes, sir. Thanks. Please state your name and address.
Every time I come here, you've asked me to give my address. Other people come up here and they don't give an address, so I'm wondering why I'm treated to a different standard. Don't have to answer the question. I am Rick Volbert, and I do live at 9221 Parkway Drive, Panel, Indiana. I've lived here since 1974. Now, in the minutes, there was questions I asked. I got a partial answer back. The question pertains to the $4,430,000 bond. I was informed, let me put it this way. I made the observation that we've got these areas that are going to be paid for that involve parking lots, some other items, equipment, computers for teachers, iPads for students. And then the superintendent took the opportunity to indicate that, of course, it depends on how many park lots are going to be done. I want to just make the observation to the superintendent. I would hope he would recognize that we who live in Highland recognize we know that. You haven't got the money to spend for all of them. Would you be targeting? And I'm not looking for answers because then I lose my 3 minutes. It's like, were you looking at something like 25% of that $4 million? Don't answer the question. I'm just putting the question on the table. It's kind of like, and then there was another observation made, and the other areas as well. Equipment, would that be 25%? And again, we're not looking for precise numbers here. $1.5 million, something along those lines. Some kind of a ballpark figure. Observation was made. There was a problem with the I-Learn test. I made an observation about the scores being very, very low. And I'm going to get back to this in my next 3 minutes at the end of the meeting. And the question is, he made the observation that there seems to be a problem with the I-Learn test. Could he in any way, please don't answer the question, that what is the nature of the problem? Is the nature in the area of grade level of the I-Learn? In other words, 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, don't know. Is it in the area of subject matter? Language arts, math, along these lines. So I'm just making some observations, and I would be interested in an answer. Well, I've learned long ago that I really held to a real strict 3 minutes. And people get to this microphone, and they're not held to a strict 3 minutes. Thank you. I got done early.
Thank you, Mr. Volbert. I do want to respond to that. That's just false. I make a point to give you your ample time and sometimes let you go over. So I'd appreciate it if you know.
I have my own opinion.
Your time's up, sir. Thank you. That will move us on to the minutes. Speaking of minutes.
Motion to approve, Mr. President.
Thank you, Ms. Krupa.
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Gomez. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Correspondence.
None at this time.
Thank you very much. And superintendent's report.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. A couple things. We're wrapping up our fall seasons. Most of our teams are finished, but we have a few that I do want to talk about briefly. Our cross-country team had a great Saturday. Girls finished 3rd at sectionals, boys 5th. Top 5 go on to the next level. So both teams did qualify. Great news too, Jalen Strumeyer, he is our best runner for the boys team. He finished 2nd in the entire sectional. Just missed Griffith kid is a really, really good runner in the area, and he beat Jalen, and that kid's a senior. Jalen's only a junior, so Jalen really has the best time returning next year as a senior. So we're hoping he just continues to move on. So we're really excited about that. Football plays East Chicago this Friday for their opener for sectionals. We're hoping for good things there. Since we met last time, I did want to comment when we beat Munster. We're 6-0 against Munster in the last 6 years, and that's probably not the big deal. The big deal was the goal line stands to win the game in overtime. Munster, to their credit, went for 2 to try to win the thing. It takes guts. we get called for offsides, so it wasn't on the 2.5, it was on the 1 yard line. And they've got a big back, and our kids just stepped up and stopped them at the line, and we beat Munster at Munster. It was crazy. So it was a great game for our kids. I mean, just excited to see that. So we're pumped. I don't want to just give all the love to athletics. We have a great show coming up, some fine arts. Mr. Reiser is building a train right now in the auditorium, I believe, right, Mr. Reiser?
That's correct.
A train for?
Murder on the Orient Express.
Yeah, which is going to take place November 17th, 18th, and 19th, Friday, Saturday evening shows, and then the Sunday matinee. So we want people to show up for that. That's our first big fine arts high school presentation, so we're excited by that too. That's it.
Great, thank you. Board reports. Ms. Gomez.
I attended the NICEC meeting on October 11th. It was a very short meeting. Due to an increase in caseload, NICEC has approved half of an LRE teacher and half an ECD teacher at Johnston. And they also have a tentative agreement between the union and admin. So we should be hopefully wrapping that up within the next several weeks as well.
Great. Thank you. Mr. Cooper.
Nothing to report, Mr. President.
Thank you. Ms. Ballard. Thank you. Mr. Kroll.
I have a few things to report. Dr. Smith, at some point, I guess, just publicly, you give us an update on the tennis courts.
Sure.
Well, I'm thinking about the tennis courts. It's the Parks Department was accepting bids to replace the tennis court in Brentwood, and I know we'll all be shocked to find out that the bids came in extremely high. So we really don't want to do it, but we'll throw this price at you price, kind of like what we did the first time. And so they decided to move on and try to bid it out again in the spring. From a redevelopment perspective, a couple exciting developments for them. After some discussions at the town council study session this past Monday, it appears as though the town council will open up for discussion at their next meeting to a vote on merging certain TIF districts. This is going to give the this will give the town and the redevelopment commission the ability and more flexibility within those TIF districts to offer TIF dollars to potential incoming businesses to Highland. And then there was a lot of movement over the past few weeks where the redevelopment commission and the municipal town, from a budgeting standpoint for next year, appears as though allocations will be there for the ability to hire a second SRO officer at no expense to the school town. So they would do that because everybody's very willing to get additional SRO officers in our schools. So, that'd be up for discussion with us and Dr. Smith, of course, but it looks as though that's progressing and it looks as though that's going to actually take place.
Are they planning on leveraging TIF dollars to support that?
No. They're going to, from a redevelopment perspective, they would need to see it money from the county. And the municipal town would budget it through their normal budgeting processes. So it would be a lesser expense than what we're paying for our current SRO officer. So reminder everybody, our current SRO officer is actually, what's his official title?
He's higher level.
Yeah.
He's not
He's a supervisor. He's a supervisor.
Yeah, he supervises, yeah. So he's at a higher pay grade.
Yeah, so it would be a little bit less, but nonetheless, it would put a second officer at our building, should we choose to take them up on it.
Great. That's it. Great, thank you. Last Highland Griffith Chamber meeting had a guest speaker scheduled of Congressman Mervan. Given what's happening in the world, surprise, surprise, he was in DC. So Mark Lopez came and spoke on his behalf, gave some updates on what's going on with the double tracking. Everything's progressing well there and seeing a lot of development popping up around the new double track line. They're anticipating the Westlake corridor, I believe, is going to that will take us to financials. Ms. Adams.
Good evening, everybody.
Evening.
Evening, morning.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Letter A is the treasurer's report. A copy of the September treasurer's report was included in your board packet. I'm requesting approval of the report as presented.
Mr. President,
Yes.
so moved.
Kroll.
I'll support the motion.
Ms. Ballard, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Vouchers, please.
A copy of the voucher docket was also included in your board packet. I recommend that it be approved as well.
Thank you.
So moved, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Kroll.
I'll support.
Thank you, Ms. Ballard. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And budget adoption items.
The 2024 budget, the capital projects, and the bus replacement plans were advertised on Gateway, on the DLTF's website, and the School Town of Highlands website as required by current statute. A public hearing was held on September 19th, 2023. The administration now recommends that the board adopt the 2024 budget, the tax rates, and the tax levies as published and heard at the public hearing.
Thank you.
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Ms. Gomez.
Support, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Kuba. Any discussion? I do want to mention, great job on working on this budget as always. I know that's a lot of work, so thank you for that. Ms. Lobaczynski, I'm going to ask for a roll call vote on this.
Yes. Mrs. Smith Gomez?
Aye.
Mr. Kuba?
Yes.
Mr. Ballard? Mrs. Ballard? Sorry about that.
Yeah, you can.
Yes, I
Mr.
support.
Kroll?
Aye.
Mr. Garcia?
Yes.
Record show 5 ayes.
Thank you. And that takes us to the CPF plan.
Okay, all statutory obligations have been met as just described, and we recommend that the board adopt the 2024 through 2026 capital projects plan as presented with this resolution.
Thank you.
Mr. President,
Yes.
I move that we adopt the CPF plan as presented.
Thank you, Mr. Kroll.
I'll support the motion.
Thank you, Ms. Ballard. Any discussion? Hearing none, again, Ms. Lobaczynski, a roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Smith Gomez?
Aye.
Mr. Kuba?
Yes.
Mrs. Ballard? Mr. Kroll?
Aye.
Mr. Garcia?
Yes. Thank you. And bus replacement plan is next.
The administration also requests the Board of School Trustees to adopt the 2024 through 2028 bus replacement plan as required by Indiana Code 20-46-5 and confirmed by this resolution.
Thank you.
So moved, Mr. President.
Thank you, Ms.
Support,
Gomez.
Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Kuba. Any discussion? Hearing none, again, Ms. Lobaczynski, roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Smith Gomez?
Aye.
Mr. Kuba?
Yes.
Mrs. Ballard? Mr. Kroll?
Aye.
Mr. Garcia?
Aye.
Show 5 ayes.
Thank you very much. Now we have the transfer amounts from the ed fund to the ops fund.
This resolution permits the treasurer to transfer an amount up to $2,850,000 from the education fund to the operations fund to cover the 2024 former general fund category 3 and 4 expenditures. This transfer resolution is required to be passed each year. The transfers will be made on a quarterly basis throughout the year as needed. I recommend that the attached resolution be passed by the board.
So moved, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Kroll.
Second.
Ms. Gomez, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And really exciting news on the insurance.
Yes, it is. The Northwest Indiana School Insurance Trust has been performing extremely well. But with anticipated increases in healthcare costs, the trust voted to increase the rates by 1% for 2024. The rates and coverages for employee life and long-term disability will remain the same for 2 years ending January 1, 2026. The retiree life insurance, however, will increase $1.48 for $1,000 of coverage to $1.85 for $1,000 of coverage. Our current policy terms retirees at the age of 70, but approximately 88 employees were grandfathered in to receive life insurance benefits until they pass. Most life insurance vendors won't bid on our policies due to this fact. We have no other choice but to accept this increase in premiums. As a reminder, the board approved distributing the remaining self-insurance funds to the health insurance member over a 5-year period until all funds are depleted last year in November of 2022. This will be year 2 of those distributions, and an HSA or an HRA $250 contribution for the employees who selected the PPO plan, and a $1,000 contribution to those who selected high deductible health plan 1 or high deductible health plan 2 will be distributed each year until these funds are exhausted. The administration supports the trust recommendation and requests the board's approval of health 1% increase in premiums effective 1/1/24, life and long-term disability with One America 25% increase in premiums for retirees with no term dates, expires January 1/26. I so recommend.
Motion to approve, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Kuba.
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Gomez. Any discussion?
I have a question, Ms. Adams. How long have we been in this trust? You know, like just.
Board?
I think 4 years. Yeah, and I kind of look at Mark. Mark and I sit, so the trust has the superintendent and one member of the teachers union, and they've chosen Mark to sit on there, Mark Reiser. So, and he happens to be in the audience tonight. So and the comment I'll make is it's been a wonderful, wonderful deal to get into this trust. You know, as you see, in the old days, we would have some really good years and some bad years, and it would do this. Some years you'd have 15% increases, and some years you'd have 5% increases. Since we've been in there, I think the largest increase we've taken is maybe a 4%, 3 or 4. And last year it was a 2, and this year it's a 1% increase. The Richard Sutton, Brown & Brown Insurance runs this, and we asked, he's in charge of health insurance for more than half the school districts in the state of Indiana, 294 school districts in the state of Indiana. And we said, he does a lot of trusts, and we asked who's the best trust from these numbers, and he said our trust. So it's been fantastic. We came in at 83% expected, so our numbers were fantastic. So to take a 1%, we could have taken a negative 4%, but we want to set ourselves up if we have a bad year or two to not have to take a huge, jump later on.
You mentioned about the premium holiday.
Yeah, and this past year we did so well, they gave a premium holiday to all employees involved and the school district, because we pay 80% of that, so it was a savings to us as well.
For the 1 month for free coverage.
Yeah,
Nice.
and put in language at the time, when we reach a certain surplus, another premium holiday kicks in. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw another one of those down the road soon. So,
Fantastic.
it's worked out really
Seems
well.
like very, like a steadying. And just, since we're talking about insurance, can you confirm that we are not covered by any sort of, health insurance?
School board.
The school board,
School
school
board.
board, can you confirm that? Because people ask me that question all the time.
You are not eligible to receive any benefits. Sorry.
I know that, but I appreciate you talking about it.
Thanks. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much. It takes us to donations.
I'm requesting approval of the following donations. That one is Southbridge from Deanna Shapiro. She donated a bunch of suckers valued at about $100 for a student council fundraiser. Over at Warren, we had various donors that donated to an Amazon wish list for some of our Warren teachers. And over at the high school, the town of Griffith, $500 for band participation in the parade. High school class of 2023, $250 for athletics general. High school DFW gaming, $400 for National Honor Society. And at
carries. Special and support services, buildings and grounds.
A copy of that report was included in your board packet. I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Mr. President, Dr. Smith, let's take a good time, just give a brief update on those courts.
Sure. We are in a situation where the concrete was laid, was poured finally correctly, and they had to then even, what they do is they come and run a grinder on it to make sure it's completely smooth, because the layer that you see of the court, it's put down in 3 different layers, and it's just like almost as thin as a piece of paper. So if you have any imperfections, you're going to notice that when you put down the layer. Unfortunately, we're in a situation now because Larson Danielson messed up the first pour that put us way behind. So is what happens when they go to put those final 3 layers on, it has to be the company that was doing the subcontracted to do it is a company that will only do it if it's 50 degrees or warmer, because they don't want that product to peel later on. They won't warranty it if it's below 50 degrees. So our nights are not below 50 degrees, so they can't really put that product down. Skillman really pressured them to look at there's some other products out there, and they found a product that's fit 35 degrees. It can go 35 degrees. So it's like a black surface. So they're gonna do that for us, but they can't do the other top 2 layers because those are layers that have to be 50 degrees. So they are gonna do a black layer for us, so the kids will be able to, then they'll paint the stripes, kids will be able to practice on our courts, but we're gonna have to see what it looks like with that first layer, and how, if it's slick or not slick, and see if they'll be able to have their season. And if they can't, they'll practice on it, and we'll just have to play away this year, for the girls' season. It's a girls' season that's coming up. So we'll know more once that first layer's down and what it looks like and how that works. But they're gonna put that in the next 2 weeks.
What about the rest of the floor? It's like between the courts, there's still one floor down.
They're gonna make it so it's least workable for the kids to get on and practice and do what they need to do, so it's safe. And then they're also gonna replace the sidewalk there. It's a temporary sidewalk for now, because I talked to the Highland Police Department. They're concerned as we get bad weather and slick roads, kids walk home every day from the middle school, high school, and they're walking into a street, and so they're gonna make sure that sidewalk is ready to go as well. So it's disappointing. It's what happens when when they messed up that first pour. It's not Highland's fault, School Town of Highland's fault. It's Larson and Danielson, and they've taken full credit for messing it up. And once we know the extent of this one layer they can put down, if we can play on it or not, I'm sure there'll be some financial impacts and ramifications for Larson and Danielson to us. We'll know more as we get that layer down.
Thank you for that, Judge.
Yep.
Anyone else? All right, that'll take us to curriculum. Dr. Erdelay.
Good evening.
Hello.
The state of Indiana provides for grants to public and accredited non-public schools through the Department of Education to provide formative tests to identify students who require remediation. For the 23-24 school year, the School Town of Highland was awarded $37,316 in the formative grant. We use that to purchase NAWIA, which is our formative assessment that we use K through 8 to benchmark students in math and reading in the fall, winter, and spring. It also serves as a growth measure for the academic year, and as a predictor for iLearn performance, and as a dyslexia screener. I ask the board to approve this grant as submitted.
Thank you.
So moved, Mr. President.
Mr. Pearl.
Support.
Mr. Kuba, any discussion?
I just have a question. Is there any evidence right now that we still have students who require remediation from COVID? Where are we with that, as a school town? Have we got most students caught up? Are we seeing kids who are still struggling from those couple years online?
Yeah, I would.
Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, no, I would venture a guess there's not a school in the country that's not. And so what we're doing at the Elementary level is offering twice a week. Power Hour is a after-school program where teachers are helping out students that require remediation. We have all of our elementary schools also do flexible scheduling within inside their school day in order to remediate and push and keep kids on track as best they can. So the catch-up's going to be ongoing for sure.
I do have a question. So 37,316, what does that look like compared to last year?
30,825 was last year, so it does increase, and they use that based off of your student enrollment. So,
Okay.
so yeah, it generally perfectly covers the assessment because they give you a list of assessment programs that you can pick from.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of a
And that includes a dyslexia screening, because that
It
was
does.
the
It's
state
part-
law that went in a few years back that
Yeah.
they didn't fund.
right,
Okay.
and all K-2 students need to be screened and then followed up on if they are yellow flagged for a possible
Gotcha.
dyslexia.
To clarify, by they, I meant the state. Great, great, thank you. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, motion carries. Professional leave.
The professional leaves are in your board books. I just ask that they be approved as presented.
Thank you.
Motion to approve, Mr. President, as presented.
Thank you, Mr. Krupa.
Second.
Ms. Gomez, any discussion?
As always, excuse me, as always, I just like to draw attention and highlight these professionals here who continue to go, what is happening with my voice? Excuse me, they continue to go above and beyond and take those extra steps to do everything they can to provide good tools, or to get the tools and to get the training in order to be able to better serve our student population. And I just think it's commendable. I mean, people don't give teachers and administrators the credit they deserve for the work that they put in. They are lifelong students themselves, and this is just another example of that. So kudos to them.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. That will move us on to personnel, retirement, and resignations.
Yes, Mary Halligan Julius, retirement from English teacher from the middle school, November 21st, 2023. Sue Fowler, resignation as an instructional aide at Merkley, September 15th, 2023. Bianca Hudson Bellamy, termination as a dependent care aide, Merkley, September 28th, 2023. Julie West, resignation as a kitchen manager at Southridge, October 5th, 2023. I so recommend.
Thank you.
So moved, Mr. President.
Thank you very much.
Second.
Ms. Gomez, any discussion?
If I may, Mr. President, Mrs. Halligan Julius is 38 years down Island. Thank her for all that service.
Appreciate that. Yeah, she's been here a long time, worked in our elementaries and then recently at the middle school the last few years, so gonna be missed.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Appointments and transfers.
Yes, Scott Carlson appointment, the following are for the 23-24 school year unless duly noted or read into the record different. Scott Carlson appointment, boys basketball coach at the middle school. Courtney Carlson appointment as a volunteer assistant coach for the 7th and 8th grade basketball at the middle school. Adam Ahmed appointment as a wrestling coach at the middle school. Bill Bishop appointment as a wrestling program volunteer at the middle school. Stephen Torcevic appointment as the assistant wrestling coach at the middle school. Laura Steiner appointment as a basketball program volunteer at Warren. Tammy Paswick appointment as an instructional aide at Merkley. Mary Anderson, I apologize, transfer kitchen staff to kitchen manager at the high school, October 6, 2023. Marshula Otala appointment for the kitchen staff at the high school, October 6, 2023. Joanne Pacheco appointment as a kitchen staff, middle school, October 6, 2023. John Cook appointment as the cafeteria staff, Johnson, October 6, 2023. Jennifer Galassi appointment, kitchen staff, middle school, October 6, 2023. Jamie Kroll, I think there she is, appointment, boys girls swim coach, high school, 2023-24 school year. Samantha Rimus, Tom Cunningham, Ryan Harrington, appointment assistant boys girls swim coach, high school, 2023-24 school year. And Lisa Kaminsky, appointment as a part-time bus driver, doing field trips only for now for the school corporation, October 4th, 2023. I so recommend.
Thank you.
Make a motion to approve the appointments and transfers as presented.
Thank you, Ms. Ballard.
Support, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Kuba. Any discussion?
Say thank you to all the people here, especially our volunteer coaches. Come in here year after year, some of them I recognize their names. Special shout out to our swim coach, our prospective swim coaches all together. So it looks like it was kind of a little bit by committee, but we appreciate that. And everyone listed here in their time.
Some old coming back to help out, and then some former all-state swimmers coming back to help out.
Great. Yeah, I'm excited to see so many names I recognize from town too. It's a community engaging with the school district at this level is fantastic. I know we're gonna have an abstention, so all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
I'm gonna abstain from this one.
Thank you very much. Motion carries. And that will take us to school calendar year. I can't believe we're already doing that.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're doing it, but I can't believe we're already doing that.
Basically, you have a copy of the school calendar in front of you. We actually met with the Teachers Association and administration last year, and we just kept pushing this one off for, I don't remember the reason, it just got busy. But it's very similar to the calendar that we're in currently, where the start date this time will be the 13th for teachers, the 14th for students. Holidays fall pretty much the same, and students' last day. This is a little different because we wanted to make sure that we had our right breaks in place. Students will actually go all the way, we'll come back from the holiday in May and go to school till the 29th, which we haven't done for a while, but the holiday's pretty early too. Graduation tends to be that first full week in June anyway, so we have time to do that. But this is the calendar we had discussed for a while, and I kept meaning to bring it to the board, and here we are. This gives our parents a chance to plan vacations and our staff a chance to plan their vacations if we get it out now for next year.
Motion to approve, Mr. President.
Thank you, Ms. Kuba.
I'll support.
Thank you, Ms. Ballard. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, that takes us to comments from the audience. If you'd like to make a comment, please state your name and address. You get 3 minutes. Come on up.
My name is Rick Hallrick, and you know that. I don't think I'm gonna get a chance to go through all of this. I think this will be a starting point for the next time I get my 3 minutes. Okay.
Before you start, Mr. Wilbert, I do need you to state your address. Sorry, that's the rules.
I'm going to say, but I've seen people come here to this microphone and not give you an address. I am Rick Hallrick, it's 9221 Parkway Drive, Highland, Indiana. Now, before I get into this handout, which I know I'm not gonna get a chance to go through at 3 minutes, it's not enough time. But Mr. Kroll made an observation. The Highland Redevelopment Commission will likely, not necessarily will likely pay for an additional SRO at no cost to the school corporation. Much appreciated. I asked the town council this very same question, and I got no answer. Mr. Kroll may not have an answer, and I'm being very careful here to direct the question to the president, who can direct the question, Mr. Kroll. How many years are they gonna pay for the SRO? Is this lifetime? Is this for the lifetime of that officer, and then it's gonna end? Is it gonna be 1 year, 5, 8 years? And if it does end, who picks up the tab at that point? Will the town council pick up the tab? I got no answer out of the town council, and I'm not looking for an answer because he may not know the answer to this question. So anyway, let's look at this handout. I recognize that the I-Learn is an imperfect test. Aren't they all? There's something wrong with everything. There's something wrong in the year 5 years ago, there's something wrong 4 years ago, somebody's gonna moan and complain about anything and everything. We're gonna deal with this thing as is. This handout, I have included in page number 6. I taught math, I have a master's degree, an MBA, And I've got a bachelor's degree in math, not math education, math and math education. The worst statistic you can ever deal with in the universe is averages. I put the average down here to answer the question for somebody who's gonna moan and complain at me that I forgot the averages. I put the averages down there, and I do not subscribe to averages whatsoever. Now, let's go to page 5. This is page number 5, and I'm gonna run out of time here shortly. Page 5, this lists everybody in the column at the far left. The bottom is Griffith at 31.8%, Hobart at 31.9%, etc., and moving upward. The next page, page 4, is going to orient and list these things in a sequence where 1920, there was no test given. That's why it says there was no test given. Let's go to 2021. The low number Griffith, I take it back. The next number is going to be 21-22, 7.3% Griffith, Highland 19.9%. Let's go to the next one on page 2. On page number 2, we've got the number involving it's 22-23. Highland at the bottom at 14.2%, Griffith at 14.6%. This is not any attempt to throw stones at anybody. Students, teachers, parents, anybody. I'm simply saying, if you monitor those numbers, you'll see that we were doing a relatively average, what do you want to call average, before COVID. And the moment COVID hit, the first year, there's no testing. But the next year, and we dropped down a little bit more, we dropped a little bit more, dropped down a little bit more. And I suggest to you, without any scientific evidence, that what we're seeing is the accumulation of the problem. That the COVID was causing problems 4 years ago, it was causing problems 3 years ago, it was probably causing 2 years ago. But the relative position of the school corporation compared to other school corporations remain relatively the same. So we can throw stones at the imperfection of I Learn. But what we're seeing here is some evidence that the numbers are relatively not the same, they're somewhat the same as the years pass along. Us compared to this corporation, us compared to that corporation, etc. I don't know where I'm on time. I got 30
You're at
seconds
4
left.
minutes, sir. I just wanted to let you know that I gave you some extra time. Thank
That's
you.
not a problem. I will come back next time. We'll try to delve into this in a little bit more detail. I thank you for your time. Thank you.
Anyone else? All right, last chance. Very good. All right, we'll move on to comments from the board then.
I attended the ISBA conference, which was great. I just want to tell you guys that I enjoyed the conference and I learned a lot, and I'm going to try to bring some of the things we talked about to the school board in our meetings in the future. I want to also remind everyone that before our next meeting, you have the chance, the opportunity, and the obligation to vote. So please do so. I wanted to compliment the fall choir concert. I was involved in that, and our numbers are up this year in choir, so it was great to see all of those risers full of kids who want to be in the fine arts in some way, and it's such a fun, amazing night. And just to see, I mean, the 6th graders are always great, but to see the improvement in the 6th grade choir, especially from the beginning of the school year to the end of the final concert, it's amazing. Mr. Markley does a great job with them. Let's see. I want to wish good luck to our postseason teams and tell everyone to enjoy their upcoming fall break. And one last kind of on a personal note, I know I talked to Dr. Smith about this, but my son and one of his friends were involved in a very minor car accident over the weekend. They're completely fine. It's the first car accident my son had ever been in, so he was, of course, shaken up quite a bit. He called us, and I'm going to get to the point here soon. Before we could get there, which was like 2 minutes before we could get there, Mrs. Koulianos had stopped, and she pulled over. She noticed 2 kids who had been in her, and they're juniors now, 2 kids who had been in her freshman English class. And she pulled over and sat with them and comforted them and offered them, like it was very chilly, offered them, I mean, they were both shaking from adrenaline and, fear and everything else, and she offered them blankets and, asked if they needed a phone or anything. And I just want to say that it just touched my heart. I mean, I think when I saw her, I was just like in shock, not because I haven't seen Mrs. K before. I just, I was like, thank you, for taking time out of your day. And that's
Munster, from what I'm saying, correct me if I'm wrong, is one of the highest across all of them, is that correct? From what you see?
That's what
Would
it
you
looks
agree?
like here. Sure.
Just this past November, what number of referendums did they just pass?
I believe there are 4.
Is it 4? Am I correct on that? I'm
I
just
believe
trying-
so.
Just for the observation I'm looking at, that, is there some correlation? I don't know. I just wanted to point it out that when I'm looking at this, it's making me think that, is there something tied to it? I don't know, because I don't know what all these numbers mean. And I don't know if we're doing the iLearn anymore. Is that the one that they threw away? Was Mr. Smith, Dr. Smith?
Yeah, it's in a study committee, they're gonna get rid of
Right,
it because
that was
it's,
going-
yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
I'm just
it's-
confused when I'm hearing stuff.
Yeah.
I just, I'm just trying to analyze what I'm saying.
And there were other grades besides 8th grade that took it. You know, you can compare 3rd and 4th and 5th and 6th and 7th and see how they did versus other people instead of one grade as well,
Right,
but yeah.
Okay, I was just trying
Sure.
to, grasp on it,
Mhm.
okay. The other comment I wanna make, when I wish good luck to all of our athletics coming up. The play's gonna be in November, so we'll have a meeting right before that kicks in, but.
It's just after. Our meeting is just after.
Just right after,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah, the Tuesday after.
So, thank you, Mr. Reiser, for all the work you always do. I mean, you're, handy, everything. You're like all in one, just balled up. It's awesome, so thank you. I'm looking forward to it. I saw the advertisement for it already, I think today.
Yeah.
Just looked at that, so that was awesome to see. Good luck in every activity, if it's arts, all the students, teachers, enjoy your holidays coming up, your time off for fall break, is that coming up, right? Fall break.
Yeah, this Friday and
So enjoy
Monday.
that. Enjoy your time, and, thanks for everything that everyone does. Thank you, Mrs. Adams, for the budget, because I know that's time consuming, takes a lot of time, so thank you, another outstanding job again for doing that. And thank you, Dr. Erlach, for everything you do too.
The thing I would add there, if I can, Mr. President, I wanna make sure, the Fine Arts Department, both my girls were involved in it, they do a fantastic job because of the stability in that program. Mr. Markley is fantastic, Mr. Damasika is unbelievable. They get the kids involved, even if the kids aren't the star on the stage, they're doing lighting, they're directing, they're doing all kinds of stuff. It's great. Mr. Reiser for years has put together his carpenter, I think he should be building houses maybe. He builds sets, and Patrick, our trainer, builds sets, and we just have so many people pitch in to help and make those successful. That's one of the reasons why it's so successful. Those same people every year put time and effort in, so I want to mention their names. But
Thank you for
yeah.
sharing.
Mhm.
That's really, we've got one of the best
Right.
programs in, the area.
Yeah.
I'd say even in the state, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Their shows are fantastic. Mhm.
Thank you. That's it, Mr. President.
Thank you. Ms. Ballard?
Well, as usual, thank you guys all for coming. Realize again, you could be anywhere else on a Tuesday night. I say this every single month, but every single month is true. We appreciate you being here, showing your smiling faces. We appreciate your comments, and for those of you who don't comment, we appreciate your time and attention, so thank you for coming. Mr. Reiser, can you do me a favor and take a message back to all the people and the students that Mr. Smith just mentioned? I plan on going to see, the play, Murder Oriental. I plan on going.
Okay.
But you guys set the bar here when you did Beauty and the Beast, so I'm really expecting to be impressed. So, and I said that just simply to say I'm really looking forward to it. So, please let everyone know that their efforts are not in vain. We see all the work that they do behind the scenes, and it shows from the seats in the auditorium. Like, it's amazing what you guys do, with the help of these kids and all the hard work that everybody's putting in, so thank you for that. My kids are not in fine arts. I tried to get them in years ago, but they were like, unless it involves dribbling a basketball or soccer, not interested, so. But we do, even, my kids as athletes, they appreciate being able to go and see stuff like that, so it means a lot, even to the kids who are not up there on the stage, it really does, so thank you guys for that. The rest of what I have to say will be very quick. I just wanna wish our cross-country teams the best of luck as they prepare for and compete at regionals. I wanna wish Ms. Helen, am I pronouncing it right, Halligan Julius,
fall seasons, I just want to congratulate all of our student athletes. It's, actually, it sounds funny, but this is one of my favorite times of every season, once the season wraps up, because the awards start. And once the awards start, we see, especially at the high school level, how many of our athletes, how many of our specifically our senior athletes getting ready to graduate are academic all conference and academic all state. And, you know, yes, it's athletic, right? They leave it on the field whenever they play, but they are student athletes first. And it's quite, I'm quite proud whenever I go to an award ceremony and I see the number of athletes that we have that earn these academic awards across the state. And it's something to be quite proud of. As we look back specifically to the athletic field, congratulations to the middle school cross-country team. I know our coach is phenomenal. He had a huge turnout. There's an unbelievable amount of middle school students that run cross-country, especially girls. There's a ton of girls that run cross-country at the middle school level. And our coach is phenomenal. They had a great showing. They had a significant amount of people at state, and their conference meet was incredible. They had the number of best times, personal best times they had for the season there was incredible, and they made a really strong showing. Congratulations on a strong sectional showing to the boys and girls high school cross-country teams. Wish them best of luck along the way. I'm sure we'll have a couple of folks make it to state. It's just, again, Highland proud all the way through. Good luck to our football team in sectionals this weekend. And good luck to our club sport, because you can't forget the boys and girls bowling team. I stole Victor's thunder. As they started already to defend their double state championship. Both the boys and girls won state last year, so good luck as they defend that. Murder on the Orient Express, excited to see that. Good luck to them. Mr. Reiser, Mr. O'Haver, Domo, I mean, those three gentlemen are always building things. They're at every play. They really are the backbone of the Highland Theater Company to help make these performances successful. Of course, next to the actual performance, but behind the scenes, these guys are killer. Appreciate all that they do. Mr. Markley, huge choirs this year. He did it all by himself, right? It was phenomenal. Rave reviews. L-Dubs at orchestra. You know, the orchestra concerts a couple weeks ago were great. I don't know if the band performed yet. I don't have a band member anymore. But anybody know? I'm sure they probably did, or they will be soon. Looking forward to hear how that went. Last week, the unique opportunity in the high school where all the freshmen, sophomore, and juniors got to take their SATs. It's a great PSATs, I'm sorry, yes. PSATs, and it's coming up to the 8th grade too, so it's great to get them in the swing of things and how to take that test. If they want to move on to higher education, it's something that they likely are going to have to take. And then, Ms. Adams, thank you for the budgets. That is quite a bit of work. There's an establishment that's not located in Highland, but it's in Munster. It's 313. It's a tap room. It's a restaurant. It's a bar. They've been hosting a lot of fundraising events for Highland athletics. They did one for the volleyball team a couple of weeks ago. I know there's one on the 5th coming up for the swim and dive team. And they don't charge for the room. They let us do, the groups do different fundraisers, and then they give back a percentage of what people spend in the establishment that day. So it's a great way to augment the money that's needed to help make these programs successful. And also, a huge thank you to the Highland Education Foundation. I know I was talking to Judy, one of the founders, the founder, right, a couple days ago, and she was quite excited because they started to hand out the grants. And it's an exciting time. It's great to see what they do, the amount of effort that's put in. I know Dr. Smith, you're a member of that. But it's great, so I appreciate all that they do. And then for all of us with kids in college, they reworked the FAFSA, so prepare. I haven't looked at it yet. I don't know what it's going to be, but prepare, because it's changed. So we'll find out.
Who knows? Comes out in December.
It can't get worse.
That's it.
So yes, you did steal my thunder. I was gonna start with, welcome back our defending state champion bowlers on the girls and boys side. Did wanna mention a special shout out, if you're not familiar, the bowling team is technically a club, but they belong to the Greater Calumet Youth Bowler Conference. The two bowlers of the year for last season were both Highland bowlers, Anna Holland and David Price. So big congratulations to the two of them being named the bowlers of the year. Did want to say a thank you to our staff and administration for, from a personal note, the quality education that you provide our students. Having a senior this year and experiencing the college search process, I'm really excited that my daughter, her senior year, here we are in October, and she's already been accepted to her college of choice. So, you know, that's a testament to the work that the staff does with support from administration, that we're in October and she's already been accepted to the school she wants to go to. Also, from a personal note, for some reason my kids cannot get out of the trainer's room, so thank you to Mr. O'Haver for all the work that he does, making sure our student athletes are safe and healthy, and recommending great medical care that he can't handle. With Halloween coming up, please, students, be safe. Adults, please be aware that kids are going to be running around in costumes and drive slowly, especially on Halloween evening. The last thing I think I have to share is, you know, we've had some challenges at some of our playgrounds in recent weeks. And I just ask that we all be kind to each other. I don't think that's too hard to do, but please be kind. So, thank you, fellow board members. Thank you again. That budget process is a nightmare, so thank you for all the work that you put into that.
What school?
We can talk about that later. So our next meeting, we'll have signing of official documents. Next meeting is scheduled for November 21st, 2023 at 6 p.m. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Thank you, Mr. Kuba. Thank you, Ms. Ballard. All in favor,